Why is fried chicken an iconic soul food dish? Fried chicken holds a central place in the world of soul food, often seen as a symbol of Southern culinary tradition and African American culture. Its deep cultural, historical, and emotional ties make it a dish with far more significance than just a delicious meal. To understand why fried chicken has become so iconic in soul food, it's important to explore its origins, its cultural evolution, its impact during slavery and segregation, and how it has transformed into a beloved dish in modern times. The roots of fried chicken in soul food can be traced back to several culinary traditions, particularly African and Scottish. Prior to the transatlantic slave trade, frying was a common cooking method in many West African cultures. African people often fried foods in palm oil or other fats, using a technique similar to what we now call deep frying. When enslaved Africans were brought to the American South, they brought with them a rich culinary heritage, which included methods for frying foods. At the same time, Scottish immigrants who settled in the southern United States were also known for their practice of frying chicken. However, the Scottish version was often bland and lacked the seasoning that would later come to define soul food fried chicken. Over time, African American cooks combined their West African frying techniques with the Scottish tradition of frying chicken, adding their own distinct spices and seasonings. This blending of culinary practices laid the foundation for what would become the iconic fried chicken in soul food. Fried chicken gained significant cultural importance during the era of slavery. Enslaved African Americans were often denied access to high-quality ingredients and nutritious foods, but chickens were one of the few animals they could raise themselves. Chickens were relatively inexpensive and easy to care for, which allowed enslaved individuals to incorporate them into their diets. While enslaved people were not typically allowed to keep livestock, some plantation owners permitted them to raise chickens, which they could then fry for special occasions or celebrations. For enslaved African Americans, fried chicken was more than just a meal, it became a symbol of resilience and resourcefulness. Cooking fried chicken allowed them to take control of at least one aspect of their lives in a society that otherwise dictated nearly every facet of their existence. The dish became associated with special gatherings, family events, and times of celebration, such as holidays or Sunday dinners after church. During the era of segregation and Jim Crow, fried chicken continued to hold cultural significance within African American communities. African Americans were frequently barred from restaurants and dining establishments, but they could still prepare and enjoy fried chicken in the comfort of their own homes. Fried chicken, along with other soul food dishes, was a way for African Americans to maintain their cultural identity and resist the oppressive forces of segregation. Fried chicken's role in African American culture also extends to its deep connection with the Black church. Sunday dinners after church services have long been a cherished tradition in African American communities, and fried chicken has often been the centerpiece of these meals. The act of gathering with family and community members to share a meal after worship is a significant cultural practice, and fried chicken has become synonymous with these celebratory, post-church meals. In the context of the Black church, fried chicken is often seen as a food of comfort, love, and fellowship. It represents nourishment not only for the body, but also for the soul. The ritual of preparing fried chicken for family gatherings and church functions became an act of care and community building. As fried chicken became more popular in African American households, it also gained commercial value. African American women, in particular, played a significant role in the commercialization of fried chicken. In the early 20th century, some Black women earned a living by selling fried chicken. They would sell their homemade fried chicken, often alongside biscuits or pies, to travelers, local residents, or at informal markets. In modern times, fried chicken has transcended its historical roots and become a widely loved dish in the United States and beyond. While it remains a cornerstone of soul food, it has also been embraced by people from all walks of life. From fast food chains to high-end restaurants, fried chicken has become a culinary staple with countless variations and interpretations. In the contemporary soul food movement, chefs and home cooks alike have experimented with new ways to prepare fried chicken. Some chefs have elevated the dish by using organic or free-range chickens, while others have incorporated global flavors by adding spices from different culinary traditions. For example, Korean fried chicken, which is known for its crispy texture and bold flavors, has gained popularity and sparked a fusion of Southern and Asian cooking styles. At the same time, there is a growing interest in healthier versions of fried chicken within the soul food community. As conversations about nutrition and health continue to evolve, some chefs have begun exploring alternatives to traditional deep frying. Air frying, baking, and grilling are methods that have been adopted by some to create lighter versions of fried chicken, allowing the dish to evolve with modern dietary preferences. Despite the various adaptations and commercial interpretations of fried chicken, its emotional and cultural significance within African American communities remains intact. For many, fried chicken represents comfort, tradition, and the warmth of family gatherings. It's a dish that is often passed down through generations, with each family adding its own special twist to the recipe. The preparation of fried chicken is often a deeply personal experience, with cooks taking pride in their unique methods of seasoning, battering, and frying. The act of preparing fried chicken for loved ones is an expression of care and hospitality, and the dish itself carries with it a sense of history and continuity. For many African Americans, fried chicken is more than just food, it's a connection to their ancestors, their culture, and their identity. Fried chicken has become an iconic dish in soul food not just because of its flavor, but because of its deep historical and cultural roots. From its origins in African and Scottish culinary traditions to its role during slavery and segregation, fried chicken has evolved into a symbol of resilience, resourcefulness, and community within African American culture. Its connection to the Black church, its commercialization, and its continued relevance in modern soul food all contribute to its status as a beloved and iconic dish. Whether enjoyed at a family gathering, a Sunday dinner after church, or a gourmet restaurant, fried chicken remains a powerful symbol of African American history, identity, and culinary innovation.